What's up, YouTube friends? My name is Danny Jones, and welcome to Jones Vibes.
Jones Vibes.
First and foremost, thank you so much for clicking on this video, and if you enjoy it, please go ahead and hit that like button, and then go ahead and click subscribe as well as hit that notification bell. That'll keep you up to date when I make more content. And today I am talking about X. And this is a new movie from A24, and so I kind of just wanted to stop and highlight this studio. They're just cranking out hits at this point. Like, every time I see that this studio is associated with a project, I know that it's not going to miss. And this movie is no exception. And it's also not Inception. But yeah, my wife and I, we've been looking forward to this movie for quite a while now. And so we caught a daytime showing of it during the weekend, and I was pretty floored. But even though I don't plan on getting too crazy in depth into the movie, this will contain spoilers. And so if you haven't seen this movie, get your camera crew and get off my property. And if you have, like me, let's grab our pitchforks and head out to a creepy farm because this is X. And so this film is directed by Ty West, and shamefully, I had not heard of him before this movie. You call yourself a horror fan? But I have definitely heard of him now, and I gotta say, he has such a distinct style of making movies. I was kind of blown away at just how different he is. Like, even from the opening shot, I was curious that the whole thing had a different aspect ratio or something, but it turned out just to be the barn doors. And so right from the jump, he was kind of playing tricks with my mind. But we get introduced to all these characters, and they're heading out to this farm slash like lake, swamp, property place to shoot an adult film. And whoa. I was sitting in the theater wondering if it was past my bedtime or something. I was like, what's going on? But they get there, and what they don't know is that the farmer and his wife are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and they're just going to murder everybody. And so that's the spoilers. But just like other A24 films, this kind of takes a while to get going. So long, in fact, that you almost forget that it's a horror film. And the cast was great, and the writing does a fantastic job at just keeping you involved in the plot. I especially loved Mia Goth. She plays Maxine. She's the lead. And then, of course, no surprise, I love Jenna Ortega. I mean, I don't even have to say anything, but I will. She is just killing it lately, no pun. And I hope that she just stays working in the horror genre. But Martin Henderson and Brittany Snow and Owen Campbell were all fantastic too. And wait a minute, is that Kid Cudi? Why, yes, Danny, it is. Your eyes weren't deceiving you. And it also turns out that he's a pretty decent actor. He was pretty awesome. Just unfortunately, in this case, the pursuit of happiness led him into a swamp with an old man carrying a shotgun. So, shitty. But just a little synopsis, like they get to the farm, they start shooting some of their scenes, and then we're introduced to the creepy farm owner named Howard, and he's like, stay away from my wife. And I was like, you have a wife? And he also just has like kind of like one tooth hanging from his gums. It's pretty gross. But his wife's name is Pearl, and she is as beautiful as her name sounds. Just kidding. She's kind of disgusting, and she's really creepy looking. And because of this, she's really self-conscious. Like, there's a scene where she talks a little bit, and she's saying that she used to be so pretty, and she was a dancer. And so there is like a little bit of heart to her character. I was pretty sure that she was going to kill everybody at that point, but still, you do kind of sympathize with her a little bit. Not so much Howard, though. And throughout this movie, Ty West has this really creative way of cutting between scenes where he's like flashing the scene that's going to come next until it eventually is on the screen. It's really interesting. He kind of foreshadows what's happening next throughout the movie, and it was cool. But after so long of them like just like sitting on the property and Pearl being kind of creepy and looking at them from a distance, like you just get the feeling that things are going to go sideways, and things eventually go sideways. Pearl ends up basically just like snapping, and she stabs Owen in the neck. And he had ran off because he was mad that Lorraine wanted to be in the film too. Like, she kind of got inspired and wanted to be in the film. And so he got all hot and bothered and left, and now he's up to it, to his neck. It's a cutthroat business. What can I say? And then after that, Wayne dies in the barn. And side note about Wayne, he was awesome. He has a really nice, like, Texas accent. It was real smooth. How you doing? And I dug it. He was great. But then Lorraine gets locked in the cellar, and she has like this really great scream. You might have seen it in the trailer before the movie, but it was pretty iconic for the movie. It was just so well done, and I really liked all of the different horror tropes and types that we bridged in this film. Like we have like the Texas Chainsaw kind of feel with the van, and they're going out to a creepy farm, but then you kind of have like almost a Conjuring or Amityville horror type feel with Pearl a little bit. Evil kind of just seems to ooze from her even though she's not trying. And then out of left field you have Lake Placid where Bobby Lynn gets eaten by an alligator. Or was it a crocodile? I think it was a gator. I never know the difference. But with all of that going on, like I just couldn't figure this thing out. And it's going to lead me to watch it again. And if a good horror movie is one thing, it's rewatchable. And this definitely will be. But then after the most awkward bedroom scene between Howard and Pearl, yuck. Lorraine gets blasted by a shotgun, and so she dies. Her and Maxine kind of have a little fight, and then she runs out the door, gets shot. And then Howard's poor heart gives out, which you hate to see, but at least he went out, kind of on a high note. You were a champ, Howard. Just kidding. You were awful. And then Pearl and Maxine square off, and they kind of have like the last little duel, and Maxine ends up running over Pearl in the car and then drives off into the sunrise. And so all that was pretty dope. They show this sheriff and like the other officers going through the house, and then they show this preacher man, and his daughter is Maxine. So I'd imagine that ties in because if all of this wasn't enough, there is an end credit scene. And it sucked for so many people because so many people walked out of the theater. And luckily our server at Alamo Drafthouse had told me that there is an after credit scene because I probably wouldn't have known either. But it was a sort of trailer to the prequel that apparently Ty West has already shot. And Mia Goth is playing Pearl, like a young Pearl in that farmhouse. So I don't know. It looked crazy. The color scheme was way different. It was like super bright and poppin'. I'm definitely looking forward to that. So it looks like a lot of this stuff is going to kind of tie into itself. And Ty West is just trying to create like his own franchise, which I respect. That's cool. But anyway, yeah, that was X. Pretty cool stuff. And I'm curious, like, what you thought about it. Did you see this movie? Did you like it? I mean, for me, it's not really even one of those movies that I would say that it's not for everyone because it kind of does have a little something for everybody. So, I don't know. If you did like this, please let me know down in the comments what was your favorite scene. Are you excited about the prequel? Did you stay for the end credit scene? Just let me know. And also do me a favor if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button for me. That'll help this video get seen by more people just like you. And also, if you want to be a part of my community here at Jones Vibes, please hit subscribe. And you can follow me on social media. I'm at Jones Vibes Only on Twitter and on Instagram. And so feel free to start a dialogue with me. I would love to nerd out and talk about all these movies with you. But besides all that, I hope everyone out there is safe, happy, and healthy. And I will see you next time.